Thumbnails. Since the dawn of YouTube, thumbnails have played a key role in what to watch. Not only are they the first things your viewers see, but they are the defining factor of their respective videos. When people look back on that video, they will most likely recognize it by its thumbnails. This is why some of you guys need to stop changing your thumbnails every week. It makes it hard to find your videos again. You know who you are. But if you ask me, no community has taken the thumbnail game to its absolute peak like the anime community. From unique styles, thumbnail wars on Twitter, memes, and just works of art in a sense, the AnyTube community has been, well, known for its thumbnails. But like every other community, there comes competition. And the question we are here to answer today is who has the best thumbnails? This is probably the biggest collab our channel has done to date because there is no way I can answer this question alone. So I have gathered 9 other AnyTubers across the globe to vote on who has the best thumbnails out of all of AnyTube. Today, I, RJ Lane, will host the single video to settle this debate once and for all. Or at least until we do this again next year. This is Battle of the Thumbnails 2021. Let's get into it. Now before we start voting, you need to know some ground rules. If you don't want to know the rules, then use the time codes to skip this section of the video. Let me just explain the rules. So this is Battle of the Thumbnails, where I'm gathering other AnyTubers to decide on who has the best thumbnails for AnyTube 2021. Now there are some rules that you have to follow before voting of who has the best thumbnails. Rule number 1, you cannot vote for yourself. The second rule is you can only vote for 3 AnyTubers. You must pick 3. No more, no less. 3, you must provide your reasoning. And then 4, once everyone has voted, we'll come back and the top 3 most voted, you'll pick one, and that one who gets the most votes will win.
Okay.
All right. Make sense?
Yep.
All right.
Is there like a kind of like group that we're pulling from, or is it just anybody that kind of qualifies as an AnyTuber?
Anyone that qualifies as an AnyTuber.
All right.
Okay.
All right, let's get into it. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Okay. So basically, if you didn't get that, rule number 1, no voting for yourself. Can't have you guaranteeing your own spot. Rule number 2, each AnyTuber must vote for 3 other AnyTubers. No more, no less. This keeps the competition interesting. Rule number 3, you must provide a reason for your picks. I need to keep you guys talking so I can monetize this video. I mean, so I can explain to our audience why you picked what you picked. Yes. And rule number 4, once everyone has voted, they will come back and have to pick one of 3 top voted AnyTubers, and that person will be the winner of Battle of Thumbnails 2021. Okay? Let's see everyone's first picks. Round 1.
I have to go with my inspiration, which was Totally Not Mark. I think Totally Not Mark is easily up there.
Son of a bitch.
Just because of like his so first off, he draws sometimes his own thumbnails, and he like seems to perfectly understand what attracts people, you know. And you look at his different styles and what he does, and I think he's definitely up there for best thumbnails. Like the whole red and white thing was something that I definitely saw him do, and I was like, oh, I could do that, but kind of like the flip version of it. So yeah, Totally Not Mark would be my my first pick for sure.
I think probably the first one that came in my mind was Dieset27.
Okay.
It has made some more complex thumbnails recently, but it generally does pretty simple thumbnails. His first thumbnails were just kind of like an image and a yellow background, but they were pretty striking, and you always knew that it was a Dice video, which I thought was really cool. One of the things that I like about thumbnails is that you can kind of see who made it. So if I saw that yellow thumbnail, it's a DICE video. Sometimes it wasn't, but generally it is a DICE video. He has changed a little bit since then. He has basically improved his style. So his thumbnails recently are a little bit more complex and backgrounds. Sorry, something just fell.
So for my first pick, I'm gonna go for Sufferance. I think that his thumbnails come from a place of like sort of artistry. I don't know if that's a little bit exaggeratory to say, but I feel like when I'm looking at Sufferance thumbnails, I'm looking at like more of an artistic expression, trying to get across what he's going to be talking about in the video, rather than something that's necessarily going to be trying to get the highest click-through rate.
Agile form, amazing detail, perfect censorship.
I don't know if that is a little bit hard for people to envision if they haven't seen his thumbnails in particular, but I do really like how you can kind of look at his channel and see the progression of his own like artistic expression through his thumbnails, right? Going from like the tear in the middle of the pages to kind of like the flowers, which a lot of people tried to take but weren't really able to implement as well. And just kind of seeing it evolve has always been something that's really nice. A little bit of an inspiration for not necessarily how I make my own thumbnails, but how I try to take the approach of making thumbnails.
This is a tough one, but I think I'm going with the Masked Man.
The Masked Man?
The Masked Man has some fire thumbnails. I'm a big fan of the thumbnails for sure, man. Listen, because there's something special about manga art versus anime art. The manga art has a lot more detail in it, and since the Masked Man is big on reading manga, you get some super detailed thumbnails. Listen, those are top tier. I'm telling you right now, those are top tier.
I would like to nominate Sensei or Sensei Inc. Do you know him?
Yeah.
He's a friend of mine, and his thumbnails do not miss. He has two channels. He has a One Piece channel, and like he has like another channel.
Yeah.
And the other channel is really like it's popping off right now with his hood reviews. Those thumbnails are just so creative, and like they instantly grab your attention. They really bring you in well to what you're expecting to get out of a video, like in this One Piece one, as well as like his other channels.
I do like, I think, what's his name? The Anime Man?
The Anime Man?
That's his name?
Why the Anime Man?
I think because his thumbnails can always draw me in to watch the video. To me, there's like a lot of detail that is in it. So it's always able to catch my attention.
Okay, so my first choice is Augie. I think at this point you could argue that it's gotten kind of overused, but he was the original. Maybe him and Masked, I'd say, but he definitely like set a trend for the style of thumbnail with just the basic colored character in front, text in back, and all the thumbnails on his channel look fire.
So my first choice, like if you've seen my thumbnails or anything like that, this one should be pretty obvious. So I'll get this out of the way, but Super Eye Tactical.
Yeah.
Yep, so that's going to be one of my picks. Just so a kind of trend you'll see in all of my picks is something I really value is like clarity. I would describe a lot of anime YouTubers thumbnails as like kind of like loud and in your face, where they got like a lot going on. And so I really value when it just like looks pretty, it's nice to look at, doesn't hurt your eyes, and it gives you just an honest description of what the video is going to be, if that makes sense.
Oh god. Actually I know who I pick, because I know that everyone copies him. Have you heard of Anime Augie?
Augie? Yeah.
Everyone copies Augie, bro.
Yeah.
But he's got good ass thumbnails.
He does.
I think his name's Anime Augie. Oh no, it's just Augie. Okay. I don't really look at his channel that much, but bro, everyone got like, because he started the whole thing with the, you know, the letters behind the person. and all that, and then like the split, which I personally, I mean, I don't think it's a bad thumbnail thing, but I don't really like the words behind the person thing, because I'm just like, bro, I don't even know what it says. But that's a little just random side thing. But they're good. He makes good thumbnails overall. I see them just do it, like putting them on Twitter. And you know, if you make good enough thumbnails to where everyone's copying your style, I think you should be on that list.
Round 2.
All right. My second choice is my guy Sensei, also known as Sensei Inc. Because his hood review thumbnails always have me dying. They're beautiful. And that's really the only reason. I fucking love his hood reviews. Oh, I shouldn't be cursing. My bad.
Yeah, you're fine. You curse up here. It's good.
Oh, shit. Oh, god damn. Okay.
My other two picks, I think, are probably going to be kind of sleeper agents.
Really?
But I'm going to mention them.
Okay.
So one of them is Mr. Energy.
Mr. Energy. Okay.
Mr. Energy, yes. He only has a handful of videos, but all of his stuff is just really great. They're just really very pretty thumbnails, very concise. Not much is going on in them except just like, they're very intriguing, I would say. I wouldn't say minimalism, but like, they're just very focused thumbnails, I think is a better word for it. His Attack on Titan one is just like the back of Aaron's head, and it says like goodbye or something like that.
Okay.
And you just get a very clear description of what the video is going to be kind of about.
Yeah, boy.
Second choice is Sensei.
Oh, shit. Here we go again.
You know, his thumbnail artist is Gob, and he is also really insane at thumbnails, obviously. If you've seen any of his recent hood review videos, all those thumbnails look really sick. Yeah, I mean, it just makes all of the characters stand out.
I also like... Is it Giguk? Yeah. Pretty much kind of the same. His thumbnails also are able to draw me in, just because they have a lot of detail in them, and I'm a sucker for detailed like thumbnails, where it kind of gives me a clue into like what the video is about, but it also makes it interesting enough where it's like, it makes me want to take a look and see what's happening and see what's going on.
I like Mother's Basement's thumbnails because I feel like they're simple but straight to the point, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I like the simplicity of them because I feel like when it comes to making a thumbnail, it's really, really easy for them to get like cluttered. They don't get the point across. And I think with Mother's Basement, when it comes to like his thumbnails correlating with his title, his branding, I really like. I think that's genius, honestly, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And that's just like when you see like that little pattern, like you know that's Mother's Basement.
Yeah.
Instantly.
Wow, this is tough. Listen, you can't go wrong with Ohara.
Yeah.
You can't go wrong with Ohara. Ohara's thumbnails, it has so much information packed in, and then you also have like a slight amount of wording. He doesn't put too much wording in there. It's the right amount, especially with the One Piece theories. I mean, if you look at the One Piece theory one, the 2 One Piece theory videos, those thumbnails are crazy. Everything about them, the coloring, the saturation, the lighting, everything just looks beautiful. He has the right amount of information that keeps you intrigued, but not too much where you don't know what's going on. So I would definitely go with Ohara for number 2.
And for the next one, I don't think this one is a surprise for anybody that knows him. The Masked Man, does great work. Homie of mine.
Back to me.
He just does really good work when it comes to thumbnails. He has incredible range too. You'll go from relatively simplistic thumbnails to a lot more complex, more artistic thumbnails. One of my personal favorites, How to Write a Shonen Protagonist, where he has Ichigo and Yuji Itadori being like split down the middle. And I just really like those types of thumbnails. I really like the thumbnails that he makes in general. Mass, I feel like, is able to pull different styles and tricks out of his toolkit all the time, and I really find that impressive personally.
Oh yeah. I fucking love you, dude. That's for you, man. I fucking love you, man.
Don't watch his content too much, but I really like his thumbnails and his choices of color, his sufferance. He has I think it's really the white background and just a very colorful like image in the middle with the splash art behind him. I think that's mostly what he does. But man, his thumbnails are just really, really beautiful. And again, they're simple, they're striking, so that's probably my reason to pick him as well.
Second, I think I'm gonna go with my friend Sufferance. I think Sufferance has like really, really clean thumbnails. His thumbnails are so good. Like he took the minimalist idea and he does it in a way where he goes through like phases. So he'll have like say a flower pattern, and then he'll switch to a more modern look, and then he'll switch. That's one thing, to have one style that's good and that you stick with all the time, but to like switch it up as often as he does and it still look great. Yeah, no, Sufferance is up there as well.
Round 3.
Number 3. Oh man, this is tough. I'll probably go with Sensei. Whether it's the One Piece ones or the anime hood reviews, those listen, the hood review thumbnails are crazy. I don't know how he does it. I don't know how he pulls that off. That's some top tier artwork. First of all, the lighting just looks crazy, all right? And then you put the, you know what I'm saying? You put the streetwear on them just to hype it up a little bit to bring the atmosphere to the video. But the thumbnails themselves are just so creative. That's definitely a top 3 thumbnail for sure. Like all the hood review thumbnails. If you look back at all those, like it's amazing what he does.
And then my final pick is going to also be kind of a sleeper agent, but fits the same theme of what I like, which is Aeon Star, who makes JoJo, specifically Jolion, which is part 8 videos. You know, his channel in many ways was a inspiration with mine, but you know, it might sound kind of pretentious to call like the thumbnails like art in themselves. You know, it's a thumbnail, and they're not like loud or obnoxious in any way. You know, I guess a part of me why I pick the thumbnails I pick are like, I think of like a lot of like 2014 YouTube was like all these like this prank gone violent, you know, with like the red circle and like the arrow. Like,
yeah.
And it's like I've never liked that kind of thing. Right? So I just like very clear, honest, pretty looking thumbnails. You know, that's what I try to do with mine. But I would say all the 3 I picked are better at doing that than even what I do.
I'm scrolling through my subscriptions. Oh, her name is Himika. So she's mostly like a manga tuber, not so much like an anime tuber. But she does a lot of really interesting like haul videos and like vlogs of her getting manga that she really likes. And so I like that for her thumbnails. They're very like, I hate to use the term girly, but they kind of are, but they have like that pastel look to them. And I like pastels. My like favorite color is pink. So like being able to see her like thumbnails, it really draws me in, especially because of the titles that she uses, because I love watching like manga haul videos and those kinds of vlogs. Yeah, compared to the other 2 anitubers where they're more so like do different topics varying from reviews to, you know, rankings and stuff like that. So it's just such a stark difference. So that's what's able to also draw me in.
I think that I want to go in a little bit of a different direction. Kind of left field from like more the analysis kind of like Anituber and more into like that like Anituber gaming, if that's okay. I would say Dado Doya has really good, he's, you know, more like a bigger name in the like anime and gaming community rather than like the analysis stuff. But I really like his thumbnails, whether it be through the use of like fan art or things, or not fan art, but like commissioned art for his thumbnails, or just really taking screenshots from a game, a relatively simple thing to do, and implementing it in a way that is very unique and engaging. I just really like that, and I think the simplicity is something that inspires me. Whereas Sufferance has more of the artistry in his thumbnail game, Mass has that mixed with, I think, what makes a really good like clickable thumbnail and variety. I'd say Dado has a lot of that variety as well, because he gets some of his thumbnails like customly drawn, and he also has a little bit of that simplicity that I really like, and that kind of inspires me to, you know, use less in order to make more, if that makes sense a little bit.
Wait, they have to be like currently an Anituber at this moment?
No.
If they made a manga video 7 years ago, does that count?
Yeah, I guess it counts. Yeah, they are AniTuber technically.
All right, so PewDiePie. Oh no, it was 4 years ago. He made a video titled "My Favorite Manga," and the thumbnail is literally a screenshot from the manga. And yeah, that's literally it. I don't know what it is. I know people were getting mad at him for his like Gojo costume. I'm like, bro, he's literally watching anime more than most people that are criticizing it.
Exactly.
I sent the thumbnail to the Discord. I don't know if you can see it, but it's beautiful.
I like Broken Rowan's thumbnails as well. I feel like he does. He's had a couple of thumbnails. I'm looking at his page right now. He used to do the face and then the background lettering, which a lot of people were doing back then, which wasn't back a couple months ago. And I think he was probably the best one, or one of the best ones at doing this. Though the problem with these thumbnails is that sometimes you can't really read the words in the back. He has changed since then. He doesn't do the words behind anymore. But it's all, again, very colorful. Generally, the black background, which is striking. Even when the words are behind the characters, you still get the message. And yeah, it's just really, really beautiful thumbnails as well.
I would like to nominate Masked Man because I like red and black. Like those are like some of my favorite colors. But it's the way that, again, it's the simplicity of it, but like it gets its point across, you know. And the way that he kind of articulates himself in his videos, I feel like it matches the style of his thumbnails, like different elements of the thumbnail, like from the artistic style and like, I would say even artistic, but it's more like the aesthetic of it, like the vibe. You know, he has like a specific brand. Again, it's that branding. It's that branding. I feel like the common theme they'll probably see is people who found a brand for themselves and they take it and they run with it. So yeah, he's one of those people, like, again, like when you see one of his thumbnails, you're like, oh, that's man, or oh, that's Mother's Basement. Like you just know, you know?
Yeah.
So for number 3, I was kind of stuck between 2 people, but I think I'm going to go with the Masked Man as well. Pretty much same reason as why I chose Augie. All the thumbnails are clean. They all kind of fit into a theme of his channel.
Surprise, motherfucker!
Are you challenging me?
Third pick is tough. I have to really think this one through. I think I'm probably gonna have to go with Augie. I think Augie is someone who, well, I'm very close with. But he found like a style that he stuck with and worked. And I mean, it's very clean. Like it's very appealing. It's good. I'm trying to see him switch it up though. He has an eye for like what image is good and what isn't. So he definitely has like I think all the people that I mentioned just have an eye for compelling thumbnails, you know, and they understand the basics. Like if you have a title, you don't need to cram your whole title into your thumbnail, you know. Focus on the imagery, focus on picking good image, focus on, you know, good color selection, right? You don't want to pick 2 colors that look terrible together and slap that on a thumbnail. And I think the early temptation for a lot of people is to do too much on a thumbnail. So, you know, it's very important to kind of balance yourself when making a thumbnail. And sometimes the hardest part is picking the right image. So Augie has a really good ability to like just I guess he just has the right sources. He goes to the right places. But yeah, that'd be my third pick.
The votes are in. And if your name is on the board, you get a point. And if you have an X near your name, you get another point. Now, the top 3 are... the top 4. Okay. I mean, I didn't see that coming, but hey, you know, it was the vote, so we gotta roll with it. Now we're gonna head back to our guest, and remember, they can only vote for one of these 4. And the person who gets the most votes, they're the winner. Final round.
You know what? I'm gonna go with Mask. Although I really want to go with Augie, but I really like a lot of Mask thumbnails too. But I'm just gonna go with Mask. I feel like out of all of them, besides maybe Sensei, Masked has the most variety. So Severance and Augie, they're both good, but they got like really formulaic type of thumbnails, which isn't bad, but I personally give points to variety.
So out of these four, I think I'm gonna go with Sufferance.
Why is that?
So pretty much all four of them, I think all the thumbnails are pretty similar in a sense. Like when you see one, you know immediately whose channel it's from. But Sufferance, I think I appreciate the use of different colors more in his thumbnails.
Now, rule number 1 still applies. You can't vote for yourself, sadly.
Of course.
So with that, you have Augie, Sensei, and Sufferance.
Okay,
who's your pick?
Okay, this is terrible because like these are all my guys, right? So I just want to say like I love all of them immensely. You know, I just want to say like Sensei really has been grinding, and I need to talk to him because like I don't know how he does it, but I'm so impressed with his work ethic and his focus and like really putting stuff out. Augie and I are very close friends, and Sufferance is kind of like my internet crush. So like with Sufferance, oh man, okay, so my pick. I'm gonna go Sufferance. Sufferance is gonna be my vote because I think Sufferance has, if I'm being completely honest, I think Augie has like his one style, and he's done a few other thumbnail styles which works well, but for his channel he mainly has like the one thumbnail template. And then with Sensei, he has a really good thumbnail style, but it's a thumbnail style I've seen other people replicate, you know what I mean? In at least a similar fashion. Sufferance, his red and white scheme, he had a period where he even hit me up and he was like, yo, I kind of did my thing inspired off of you. But since then he's evolved, and every now and then he goes through like phases where he'll have like one design that's very similar for all the thumbnails, but he'll switch after like 2 weeks, and they all look so clean, so minimalist, and I'm a big fan of that. So yeah, my pick goes to Sufferance.
So I think I like Augie's the best because I like how simple but yet eye-catching they are, because they look like literal art. Like just looking at them, like the fact they have a main character at the front, but then there's writing in the back. So it reminds me very much of like a manga-esque / very artistic style that they have to their thumbnails.
Oh my god, this is tough because like they all have like really good thumbnails and like different styles. Wow. I think I'm gonna have to go with Sensei because his thumbnails are just so unique in the way that he uses color in his thumbnails, and like they really like instantly you just want to click on his video because of it. Again, like it's like they're so eye-catching, especially the ones that he does for his hood reviews. Like I can't even comprehend design-wise how, but it looks good. Like it's just really aesthetically pleasing to look at. But this is hard to decide. But yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Sensei.
Okay, I might have to go with Sufferance because that was the one I suggested as well, for mostly the same reasons. I like all four of those guys' thumbnails in general. The other two, I think, like Maskman and Sufferance kind of follow Augie's lead when it comes to thumbnail designs. But I like Sufferance more. Nothing against Sensei, I love him. But his thumbnails, I just really don't mesh with the style. I think they're a little bit too busy, where I tend to prefer more simple ones. So yeah, I think Sufferance is just the perfect balance.
It's kind of close for me. It's between Augie and Sufferance. For a while, it was kind of a trend, like the thing that like Augie does, where like you have like the character like PNG, and then the like a word in the background. And I tend to really not like thumbnails that look that way, but he kind of originated it, and he does it the best. I think I'll go with Augie. Yeah, I think not only because like he makes that style look really good, but also just because of like the consistency. Like it's very recognizable. Like all his thumbnails kind of look one way.
Yeah.
You know? And I like that, so I'll go with Augie.
Okay, so, oh man, these are all really, really, really good Oh, this is tough. I understand why they all tied, or why they're all top ones. Okay, I'm going to say, I think I'm going to say Sufferance, because I really like the artistic kind of like progression of his thumbnails, and I like how, like, in comparison to a lot of other AniTubers, they're really, really different. Like, all of them make great thumbnails, right? I mean, obviously that's why they're here. However, I think one of the like negatives for, like, for example, Masked being so popular is his style a lot of the times is replicated, and it doesn't diminish his thumbnail quality by any means, but it does make it stand out less, if that makes sense. Augie's thumbnail is really good. He knows what he's doing, especially with Photoshop, things like that. He has the same style though, and I like that, but I do think it can diminish, like I said, that kind of it standing out. And I think Sensei, while he has great thumbnails on his channel too, that sort of style is something you see prevalent within the anime community quite heavily. So Sufferance takes it for me, not because none of them are all like good or whatever, but I think Sufferance is just extremely unique, and I have not seen many people, really anybody, have that type of thumbnail quality, and it's just really impressive to me seeing that artistic view, you know, through thumbnails.
Yeah, I don't even know. I mean, this is tough. I'm probably gonna have to go with Sensei, but at number one. All the hood review thumbnails are amazing. I've said this before, but it's really hard to bring in the theme of the video and then kind of bring that into the characters that are on the thumbnail, and then the lighting, the saturation, the colors. Those thumbnails are tough.
And the winner is, by quite a lot, I might add, is Sufferance. Congratulations. Congratulations. What do you win? Nothing besides this award, which you can screenshot and, you know, post wherever you want. I mean, people online are probably going to take it and edit it, but, you know, have it. But you also get bragging rights. So you can brag about having the best thumbnails until we do this again next year. But yeah, you can brag, and now no one can say you didn't earn it. As a bonus, we asked our guests what makes a good thumbnail. So if you need some thumbnail advice, here you go.
So whatever you can use to portray an interesting piece in your video onto the thumbnail, that's an important part.
To me, there's two trains of thought. You can either look at it from what gets the most clicks, which is definitely a valid kind of like way to look at it, or you can look at which it looks the best.
It's not too complicated, but it's not like too plain. It's like somewhere in the middle, you know, like it's not too busy, but it's not too boring or bland.
Anything that is just very much a clear and concise, you know, like I was saying, honest description of what the video is going to be, that's what I like.
There's the overall like basics, right? So that would be like composition. So where you place the text, where you place the image, how large you make the image quality and all that kind of stuff. Because I think a lot of people, they don't understand basic composition. For example, make the face of the character the main focus. Like I've always said, your thumbnail's your thumbnail. Don't make it your title.
Definitely kind of tells you like what the video is going to be about, but doesn't give too much away, but makes it where the viewer like wants to click on it. Like don't make it where it's going to make it seem like you're talking about something, but you don't ever like actually touch on it.
So it's actually a combination of mainly two things. The first is it has to be able to grab attention enough so that any random person who sees it clicks it. And the second is it has to pretty much just not be clickbait.
The thing is, you want a thumbnail that when you glance at it for like 2 seconds, that it stays in your mind. So I think a simple thumbnail that is visible, like readable, I mean.
Attractive. Not like Rihanna attractive, like that's a little bit too much, but it's gotta be like attractive to where, you know, it draws the eye in and you're like, wow, that's a good thumbnail.
Thank you so much to everyone who watched this video. Congratulations, Sufferance, and thank you to all the AniTubers that were a part of this video. I had this idea for months now, and you guys helped me bring it to life. And if any of the AniTubers on this video piqued your interest, then check out their content, link in the description. give them a sub. They're all great content creators. And if this video piqued your interest, then give us a sub as well, because we will only keep bringing you more content like this. Thank you so much for watching. As always, my friends, I'm RJ Lane, and this has been On the Rise.
Hey guys, it's Mark back again. I'm the guy that runs all the social media if you're not familiar. We're planning on doing this yearly, so if you're an anime YouTuber and want to be in the next one, then go ahead and follow us on Twitter and we'll follow you right back. And if you want to win the next one, then you have a whole year to step your game up. Also, my video will be dropping next week, so I'll see you there to discuss a brief history on Dragon Ball fan animations you don't want to miss. Anyways, thanks for watching and see you soon.